Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of From No Crypto to No Crypto. I'm your host, the Crypto Coach, Blockchain Wayne. Today we're joined by Eugene Luzgin. Eugene has been in this space for quite a while, got a lot to talk about. We're going to definitely get into Cinko and what they're doing there. But first and foremost, Eugene, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Wayne.
Awesome. Yeah, we've been trying to plan this for a minute, so it's great to finally connect and catch up and really share what you all are doing, because I really like to highlight what people are doing that's going to not just create another project or another tool for people in the space to use, but that's going to focus on bringing more people into utilizing the best aspects of this technology. So Eugene, before we jump into what Cinko is, share a little bit about your background and what got you into this space.
Yeah, I started in crypto in 2017, as one of the block producers in the US, right? That's kind of what got me excited and into crypto. I ran that for a while, for about a year. As you know, we also invested significant effort into building a Tribe wallet, which supports a number of chains. It's kind of more, as well as FIO protocol, right? It supports FIO send, request. It's pretty advanced niche wallet, I would say. But over time, I kind of realized that for crypto adoption in general, that we need to make it simpler to use, and I see FIO protocol as kind of a cornerstone solution to make crypto easy in general, right? Because people, I don't know how many times I have made that mistake, more than once, typing the wrong address. It's hard to associate that loan crypto address, like Ethereum or what have you, with a person you're trying to send crypto to, right? And who knows how many people made mistake and sent it to some random address and they lost crypto. I'm sure many people listening to this podcast have made that mistake before. And I see FIO protocol as a solution to this problem. We need to, here's how I can compare. Like when internet just started, only like hardcore geeks who understood protocols at like low level and can do those Linux commands to support, to send messages, and like they use those loan identifiers and IP addresses, and really understood protocol at a low level, so they were only able to use internet, right? And today you have mom and pop using internet on their on their iPads, and that's just pretty much when technology becomes transparent and easy for grandma to use. That's when you have general adoption of technology. And so in crypto, we are in those early internet stages. That's how I see it. We are just putting building blocks and foundation, and then putting layers on top to actually abstract it away, all that complexity, and makes it more accessible for users. Like FIO handles, they have to be easy to use, they have to be human readable and cheap, so it doesn't cost me $100 to register one, like use ANS, right? That's what makes FIO protocol, I believe, kind of a technology of choice. That's why we picked it for Cinko. I can talk a little bit about Cinko because I have been focusing on this project for this year, most of this year, and it's kind of exemplary solution. We are building a wallet targeting Latin America and Caribbean nations. Most of the countries which have a lot of people who are underbanked, let's say, and some people may even work as and receiving crypto as a payment. There are a lot of people in the world who receive crypto as payment for their work. Would it be a stable coin, or USDT, or just Bitcoin? And often the problems they have is how to turn that crypto into just regular fiat money and spend it on their living expenses, right? That's kind of what the problem we are trying to target with the Cinko is making a wallet, which is very easy to use, very easy to sign up. All you need is a phone number and ID to get one, and then you're able to have multiple outlets. You can get a Visa card to spend it, or you can. We are launching this month's MoneyGram integration, where you can actually go and get cash, and also free transfers between users. Right. So if we can go to lunch together. I can send you. You pay a bill, and I can send you $20, right, from my Cinko wallet to your Cinko wallet, using our Fiat handle, paying at Cinko, for example, and it's free. It's free, it's easy, and it's transparent to use. So that's what been my focus this year. Is just trying to make this technology and crypto easy to use for regular people, not hardcore crypto guys you meet at a Bitcoin conference.
Yeah, and that's what we need to see more of. I tell people all the time, a lot of times these projects are coming out that are just marketing to people that are already in crypto, and it's kind of like an echo chamber. Like, we need to, if we're going to get anywhere with adoption, we've got to onboard more people, and to do that, there's got to be there's got to be an expansion. We've got to make it easier for people to use, and it seems like that's what you all are doing. I love this. I saw the Cinko demo. I think I met the team at Consensus, it was, and at Consensus they were able to demo how simple it is, and it's a familiar interface that people are used to, and that's really what happens with technology adoption. You make it easy, like you said, the moms and pops. I go a step further, the grandmas and grandpas, the grandmothers, grandfathers that are challenged with technology. They can, from a simple phone, they can send an email with the swipe of a finger. Let's make sending and receiving assets like that as easy. So that's really what Cinko is. So tell us a little bit more. So Cinko, tell us about the launch of Cinko and where it's available right now for people to use.
So we are doing soft launch. It's live now. And like I said, it's not available for United States and Canada for regulatory reasons, but it is available in most of Latin America and Caribbean and lots of other nations. We have on a list so that you can sign up. And we are doing soft launch, which means it's live already and you can get a wallet, but we are not yet pushing on the marketing side. There are some features we want to sneak in before we really start talking about it, right? And really kind of doing local push and marketing in different regions. But those features are all coming pretty much by early this month, and will be a bigger marketing effort by mid-October. That's what I know, what I can talk about.
What you can share. Yeah, that's really right around the corner, right? We've been, I think we've been talking since early in the year. Met the team at Consensus. That was in April, I think it was. So it's really good to see that you guys are getting close to, and it makes sense. You want to onboard people. You want to have a soft launch to get more users outside of beta to use the product, but then really, jam-packed features. Is there a way for users that are, say they're using Cinko right now? Do you guys solicit feedback from them on what features they'd like to see or what to add?
Yeah, we are doing some, limited internal testing, which means, for example, we have users in Costa Rica trying out our wallet and providing feedback, and that testing has been going on all of September. So we have been collecting feedback, and we have been taking that feedback into account and making improvements, making it, easier and faster to load. And like I said, every user who signs up gets a free Fiat handle, at Cinko, and you can pick your name. And it's been it's been a long road, but we are getting close to a finish line, and I'm excited to see it getting some real adoption. And
Nice.
I just came back from a New York event, uh, specifically related to stablecoin and Circle. So some numbers that I have heard, right? Said in 2022 alone, like in the midst of crypto winter, right? In the middle of crypto winter, 2022 was very tough. Lots of crypto companies went out of business. Some of my former companies went belly up. At the same time, we had around 7.2 trillion dollars of volume in stable coins in 2022. 2023 numbers are not out yet, but based on current trend, it is estimated that it will exceed Visa volume, and there is a lot of volume coming to stablecoin as a method of payment. One of the benefits of using stablecoin, as a payment, it is stable, right? So if I send you $100, you get $100. That's what most people care about. Say Bitcoin is a digital gold. People like to buy it and hold it. It has its own purpose. But as far as payment goes, stable coins will play a significant role in just day-to-day commerce. And by the way, we are also supporting Bitcoin and Ethereum inflows, which means we are accepting Bitcoin and Ethereum in Cinko, and you can still send payment in USD, basically USD equivalent.
Yeah, and that's important. I've always said that stablecoins are going to be really kind of a gateway to mass adoption of digital currencies, just because we understand the long term. There's inflation happening. The purchasing power is less and less. But right now, with the volatility in the crypto market, you don't want to pay somebody in another asset like Bitcoin or something else, and it loses 7 to 10% of the value between the time they receive it and they go to spend it, right? So there has to be some stability right now. And I've always also talked to projects that are building, they don't want to call them stable coins, but basically asset-backed currencies that maybe link to an asset fund that maybe a giant fund manager is managing to just, prevent some, or provide stability, I guess you could say, because that's what's important. Some of these, you're talking about people in Latin America, Caribbean. A lot of times we're seeing a lot higher adoption in those places because people are using for remittances. And the last thing, if someone's working in one country and sending money back to family in another country, the last thing they need is for it to lose a lot of value. But between the time they send it and their family receives it and goes to spend it. But also, whenever they go to use the old traditional methods and they're having to pay tons, high percentages of fees, or whether it's in, paying for the transfer or the exchange of currency from one government's currency to another. Many companies are global now, and many people live all over the world. So being able to send money, you shouldn't have all that friction of border by border by border. How can I get money from here to there? I think you guys are definitely solving that in Central America, Latin America, Caribbean. I don't know if you can speak about it now, but are there any plans to extend? I know you mentioned U.S. and Canada not available due to regulatory concerns, but where else have you all looked at expanding, or can you speak about any kind of other expansion?
Yeah, I don't know how much I can talk about, but we basically don't have limitation in terms of expanding to other markets, like, for example, India, China, or maybe some limitations on, for example, use of Visa card, because you get a license for certain regions where you can use it, but the rest of the wallet features you can still use in other markets. Like India is a huge market, right? And there are some solutions, like for businesses, like you said, many businesses and even startups are all global now. You have employees in different regions, right? We have people in Argentina, Canada, US, Caribbeans, Ukraine. So sometimes making bank transfers is a challenge. I'll bring one example, right? Some of our developers in Argentina, they get a bank wire transfer in USD as a payment for their work. Their local bank translated to Argentinian pesos, because that's kind of our local regulation, and they translated by government rate, which is half of real market rate. So right there, you lose half of your pay, right? That's kind of a hidden tax, so to speak, which is 50% of the bet, and stablecoins solve it. I believe current financial system became too weaponized, I would say, with and kind of too entangled with politics and everything going on in the world, that it became very challenging to use. And we just need financial rails which are faster, which can drive still in a framework of law. I'm not talking about financing terrorism, but in a framework of law, you should be able to do a global commerce and make cross-border payments seamlessly and efficiently to do business. It's important, right? That increases velocity of money. It increases economic activity, and at the end benefits everyone, especially those in more developing countries where banking system is not as evolved. That's kind of been my focus, just to see, to help with that general adoption of crypto.
Yeah, and those are important things, so I really applaud what you all are doing. But there's remittances that happen all over the world, and I'm excited to see where you guys go next and what we can talk about in the future outside of what you're doing now. I know I spent some time in the Philippines, and I know there remittances are a big thing because there's so many Filipino workers all over the world that are sending money back home, which is the same thing you see with Central and South America as well. There's a lot of people that are living there, living in the Caribbean countries and sending money back. And that's one of the early problems that I always felt this technology was going to solve, because it's basically getting the technology in the hands of the people that need it most. We can say, we need this in the U.S. Our systems work, even though they may not work the greatest. They work for us right now, but there's a lot more friction points around the world. And I think that's where we're seeing crypto adoption as well. Yeah, and Eugene, we talked about remittances. We were just on that discussion, and remittances, I tell people all the time, that's going to be one of the major driving forces when it comes to adoption of this technology. So, because that's where people need it the most. There's so many friction points in sending. You've talked about just now that I think that's really going to be a driving force for adoption. I don't know about you, but when I think about two sectors that are really going to drive adoption of this technology, I actually say it's remittances and gaming. I don't know how do you feel about those?
Gaming definitely is a big sector, and I talk to younger guys, younger than me, who are in gaming, and some information that they share and the volume is significant. So I haven't been actively engaged in gaming industry in general and there are definitely guys more familiar with this industry. But based on what I have heard, it's going to be a very big application and big sector for just crypto volume in general.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Eugene. So, man, it's really been a pleasure having you on. I definitely applaud what Cinko is doing in the space, because, as I said from the beginning, you're not looking there trying to take users, say, hey, don't use this wallet, use our wallet. You've built a product that say this: we're solving a need for people. We're going to bring more people into the space, get them familiar utilizing this technology. We appreciate you integrating the field protocol into there to make it that user experience a little easier and simpler and seamless. But it's great to see that, and I think more people need to take note, and that's what we need to look at and really highlight or put on a pedestal those that are doing that, because we're going for global adoption. I think your team is very smart, starting with Caribbean, Latin America, because those are countries you're seeing a lot of usage, a lot of adoption. Not only that, that's where there's a real need. I think about where I'm in the U.S. I can use PayPal today if I wanted to, right? It's a centralized system. It's not the best, but there's less friction points. But when you think about people all over the world that need access to these tools, I'd rather put in their hands tools that allow them to use it whenever and wherever they want without friction, versus having to encourage, whether there's friction or companies that want to charge high percentages, or those, as you mentioned earlier, hidden taxes. So as we wrap up, and can you tell everybody where can they find out more if they want to learn more about Cinko and what you all are doing?
So it's spelled Cinko.io, Cinko.io. You can go on the website. You can check out, read information. You can go on, App Store, on Play Store, and it's available. And check it out for yourself.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thanks again, Eugene, for your time. It's definitely been a pleasure. I challenge everybody, check out, look at what Cinko is doing, and look for those projects and companies that are doing the same thing, that we're not just creating another tool to get people already in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, stop using one tool and use this one. They're looking at onboarding new users and bringing more people into space and giving them a user experience to where, Eugene, you can probably admit, since you've joined the space, a lot of the early wallets and tech that's out there, it's complicated for most people.
Yeah.
And it's friction points where some people, they mess up, they send crypto to the wrong address, or they have trouble setting up a wallet and they write down a seed phrase somewhere and they lose it. If that's their only experience, they're out. They're like, well, this was too hard. I'm going back to what I'm used to. Yeah. So thanks again, Eugene, for your time. It's been a pleasure having you on today. Any final words before we go for anyone watching or listening?
It's exciting time we are all living, and I feel like we are at the very early stages of this technology. There is a lot of, I'm very excited about what's coming, right, in the future, and we should all be proud of this revolution that we are so early, and I'm just very excited to see what's coming, right, and I see a lot of innovation in this space.
Yep. Absolutely. Cool. So, Eugene, thanks again for joining us today. Everybody, thanks for listening or watching, and we will catch you on the next episode. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.